Hello, so today basically what I'm going to be showing you guys is how to use Microsoft Outlook on your browser and on your desktop. So in this case right now, what you're seeing is my Microsoft Outlook on my browser. How you do this is you just log in with your last name dot number at buckeyemail.osu.edu. And when you're in here, obviously you know how to work everything when it comes to emails and such, but I want to focus on the calendar that Outlook has. So if I click on the calendar here, it will hopefully slowly load. It's going to show me all of the events that I have placed. If I click new event, and this will slowly load. This is where I would add a title. So I could, in this case, maybe I'm doing a underwater robotics team sponsorship meeting. And then inviting attendees, this is where you're going to invite everyone that would be there. So I can invite Parth, our current president. I can invite our vice president, Matthew, and so on and so on. And then over here is where I'd see what time I want to pick. I don't want to pick Wednesday. Maybe let's pick Saturday, 12 p.m. Now, obviously, it's showing that everyone's available. However, that might not always be the case. I would send out a when to meet. But once you have this down, make sure that Teams is pressed or selected because you'll be using a Teams meeting. If you don't use a Teams meeting, this is where you would go into Zoom. And then in the description is where you would put the Zoom URL. But whenever you do a meeting, it is recommended that you always put an agenda and then you put discussion topics. So in this case, it could be explain potential sponsors for next academic year, revise sponsorship packet, and lastly, discuss next steps. So those could be action items. And then you would just hit send and it would send it out to that team and you would be good to go. In this case, I'm not going to because I'm not actually making a meeting. Yes, I want to discard. Alternative is Outlook on your desktop. So if I go to inbox right now, this is currently what Outlook looks like. Best way to describe it is everything syncs up like it normally would, but just a little different user interface. If you come down to the bottom left-hand corner and click this is where your calendar shows up. Again, I can switch the view and all. I will let you guys know in advance. This is how you will normally be accessing Outlook email and Outlook calendar. In this case, I want to make a new meeting. So a new appointment would be I'm only included in it. A new meeting would be I'm including other people in it. So if I click it, this is what shows up. I can again do underwater robotics team, include sponsorship meeting, put in my required, put in optional people, set up a time, and I can go to scheduling assistant. Again, this is going to show when everyone's available. In this case, I'd be available at this time or something, but that's what you can do there. And then it already included a Microsoft Teams. If it doesn't, you can always click this because it will say add Teams meeting, not join Teams. And then you can put an agenda. And then if you go to format, you can put in your bullet points of like discuss next steps and all of that. The nice thing about this type of Teams meeting, this type of Outlook meeting, which the browser one has it too, but this one I feel is easier to navigate. This is where you can attach different things, which can be very helpful when it comes to the sponsorship packet. I could attach it as a file. I could attach where did it go? Insert. a previous Outlook item. This could be, you know, an email that I ended up saving. I can insert a table. There's so many things. So this is another example of what you can do. If we weren't on Microsoft Teams, you can always put the location of where you'll be. So if this is in a library, if this is at the Center for Automotive Research or car and such and such. But this is basically how you help navigate to schedule Zoom meetings.